YouTube, hello. This is Joe here, gut health dietitian. Now, I know I've been pretty slack actually with my channel for a while, but if you subscribe to my channel, typically it's for FODMAP health information, so IBS, diverticulitis, these kind of gut health issues. Maybe you found me for genetic issues like MTHFR, or it might be for an underactive thyroid, because I also used to make a lot of videos on that. I'm looking to get back into YouTube for sure, and I want to do it in a structured way where, the videos are high quality, so, really a really good use of your time and really informative and educational and also entertaining, I think. And so I've been planning to do that. Now, I'm doing a quick live because I did one the other day, yesterday, across all my Instagrams at Joe_Leech. I have healthy gut health at Gut Health Recipes is my Instagram account as well. At Healthy Weight Loss Recipes. I also did my Facebook page, Diet vs. Disease with Joe Leech. So I've been doing lives in other places, but not here on YouTube. So if you do join me, say hi and let me know where you're from. I'm not really sure the reach this is going to get. This is the first thing I've done on YouTube in terms of live or community videos. And if you watch a replay, please do a hashtag replay. We'll try and bump this up so other people will see. Anyway, let's get to the meat of this. I wanted to go over a couple of questions I had been submitted for gut health and nutrition Q&A yesterday, because I know that if you follow me, then you're going to find these useful. Okay, now just to recap, I am a qualified dietitian, university trained dietitian from Australia. If you're wondering about my accent, gut health is my primary specialty area. So helping people with diet related issues and particularly chronic digestive issues. So IBS, SIBO, inflammatory bowel disease, diverticulitis, and related conditions, okay? I work with clients one-on-one, personally guide them through the whole process. So if that's something you might be interested in, make sure you leave a comment, type me in the comments, and then I can always message you, we can have a chat and see if it's a fit, and I can tell you what it's all about. So I'll just bring up the questions here, one moment. And if you get any questions, of course, you can ask me here. And if I'm not, if the video is already over, I'll reply to those in the comments another time. So the first question, what is the best probiotic for IBS, irritable bowel syndrome? What's the best probiotic? Remember, guys, probiotic is the good bacteria in the gut, and people are taking that externally, not to be confused with a prebiotic, which is the food that your bacteria eat or ferment. The best probiotic for IBS depends on what your symptoms are. Is it diarrhea? Is it constipation? Is it just pain and bloating? So that depends. I actually have a very thorough article. This is better answered in writing, where you can see the different options. Also depends what country you're in. If you Google diet vs. disease, diet vs. disease, IBS probiotic, I will come up. Have a look at that article. You'll get your answer there. How I treat IBS problema. Okay, so how do I treat IBS problems? You need to rule out celiac disease first, and you want to rule out more sinister issues. And then that being done, then you want to look at your food triggers. So to say this in a very quick, short way, you want to follow a methodical process where you eliminate those trigger foods, FODMAPs, potentially food chemicals as well, which are not FODMAPs, because some people react to one and not the other. And then you want to get symptom-free, or pretty much symptom-free, and then you want to strategically re-challenge those FODMAPs or those food chemicals into your diet to see what you react to pinpoint your triggers, and increase your diet variety and make sure that you're eating what you can and only not eating what you can't. That's really important. You don't want to restrict things unnecessarily more than is necessary, because that's going to affect your gut microbiome, which is a whole other topic. If you want a healthy gut, then you don't want to be overly restrictive. So 2 parts, elimination and re-challenge. That's how you ought to treat IBS. Okay. Tips to overcome constant bloating and skin breakout pores and dark circles under the eyes. If you have skin issues and you believe they're related to food, so it could be itchiness, or some sort of like eczema or rosacea, some sort of skin issue that you think is triggered by food, or sinus issue, runny nose or stuffy nose, or pain, swelling in your joints, there, and you believe it's food related, then you may very well have a food chemical intolerance. So when I say food chemicals, I'm not talking about chemicals, that anti-vax mums complain about. I'm talking about real food chemicals like salicylates, amines. Okay, there's several. Glutamates. There's several. This is when they can also cause digestive issues, but this is when you need to be thinking about those as well and working to figure those out. Plus a low FODMAP diet, of course. I've been intermittent fasting last year, and I love it. Is it safe to intermittent fast for a long time? So intermittent fasting is, of course, when you eat in a set window. There's all different varieties: alternate day fasting, 16-8, OMAD, 1 meal a day. It stands for all sorts of different types. You can do it. You can do it a long time. I guess you could do it forever. Depends on the type of fasting. If it's 16-8, which is a 16-hour fast and an 8-hour eating window, you could do it healthy. You just have to make sure that the meals you're having are nutritionally complete, right? Otherwise, you eventually over time you're going to develop nutrient deficiencies. So you just got to be sensible about it. And if you're planning to do it for a long time, you ought to get some guidance there. Maybe do some regular blood tests as well. I don't think those ones are relevant for you guys. What's the best FODMAP app to help? 100% the Monash University FODMAP app. It's like $11 US, I think. Money well spent. They're like in Australia, right? That's where the FODMAP diet was first researched and created, I guess you could say. And all the testing of FODMAP content in foods is there. So in that app. So it's the most up-to-date area of information. So definitely go to the Monash app. I have celiac disease and SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Eat low FODMAP and strictly gluten-free, still struggling. So if that's you, you need to look at food chemical intolerance. If you eat gluten-free and you're low FODMAP like pretty consistently and you're still having symptoms, then chances are you're sensitive to something else that's not FODMAPs, and it's going to be food chemical intolerance. This is something I specialize in, working with clients, so we walk you through if you want to learn more about what the heck I'm talking about with food chemicals, Google diet versus disease, VS, diet versus disease, fail-safe diet. Search that in Google and you will see my article. Have a look at that. I work with clients and we do kind of a fail-safe FODMAP diet, I call it. I'll figure it out for you once and for all. So if you're interested in that, comment me and I'll contact you. Why is fat so irritating to IBS patients? So I'll end on this question. So FODMAPs are not the only trigger of digestive issues in those who are sensitive, right? We've also got caffeine, ethyl alcohol, capsaicin, which is spicy food, the food chemical that makes food spicy. Total fat content also triggers people, and then FODMAPs and some other things as well. So the reason being, if you're someone who, if you have like a very greasy or junk type meal and you're like, oh, this upsets my tummy. It's fat. It's not just FODMAPs. For a lot of people, like I have some clients who think it's, they're eating low FODMAP. I'm like, what's going on? But their total fat intake is too high and the body doesn't handle it. Maybe it did when you're young, but as you get old, it becomes less efficient. That's the aging process, right? Unfortunately. So, mechanically speaking, I can't quite say why fat triggers that response. I could probably find out. I'm not sure exactly why, but it definitely does. Okay, cool. I'll wrap it up. This is my very first live, trying to keep it under 10 minutes. We're almost at the 10-minute mark. So anyway, if you watch this, please say hello. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. If you remember why you did or didn't, I have a lot of videos on gut health, FODMAP diet, IBS, SIBO, diverticulitis, and then also autoimmune issues like hyperthyroid, underactive thyroid, MTHFR mutations, all sorts of things. So you might have found me through one of those and subscribed. So if you did, thank you. I will make some new content. If you want to follow me on Instagram at Joe_Leech, or on Facebook, Diet vs. Disease Joe Leech. So yeah, you can learn more about me there. And then dietversusdisease.org, of course, is my website. Have a look there, over 150 articles. I'm also in all the YouTube videos for Healthline. Healthline's the biggest health website in the world. All their nutrition videos, I think we did over 200 in the past 2 years. You can see my face there. So if you search Healthline Nutrition, you can watch my videos there. Okay, bye.